Hello, my name is Gabe Guerra, President of the Westside Business Association. I would like to personally thank each of you for joining us this evening in celebration of our 30th anniversary. There have been many people over the last 30 years that have contributed to the great community stewardship of this organization. I'd like to thank you, and I'd like to thank the others who've continued to support us over the last 30 years. We look forward to 30 more. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mary Lou Gonzalez. I'm the Vice President of the Westside Business Association. Bienvenidos a nuestra celebración. I want to thank each and every one of you for helping us meet our goals in 2009. We are looking for a great 2010, and we hope you enjoy your evening.
I'm Olga Gonzalez. I'm one of the founding members of the Westside Business Association. I don't remember numbers. I'm allergic to numbers.
You're allergic to numbers.
Well, it was after LULAC had gotten a grant from the Department of Commerce, and it was to help small businesses get information on how they could apply for different assistance from the federal government to promote their business. So our committee from LULAC was called Volunteer Committee for the Promotion of Business. And we had a gentleman from the SBA, Small Business Association, who would come to our meetings, which we met once a week to help people. And when we had that, it was a word of mouth thing. And we were shocked at how many people, small business people, were out there that were not organized and did not know where to go for assistance. And so we then talked about it at the Mexican American Democrats, and we talked about it among our Hispanic Chamber membership. And so we decided we needed a business organization similar to the Chamber of Commerce, but on a smaller scale to help small business people. Well, at the very first meeting, I was the only female present. It was mostly gentlemen that had business along Agnes Street. It was mostly maybe about 10 or 12 of us that used to meet at 6:30 in the morning at Ray's Restaurant on Agnes Street. In fact, the second lady to join our group was Dr. Cleo Garcia. I went to Dr. Cleo and I said, "Girl, you got to come over and join us," because I'm there like the Lone Ranger. And then the next meeting, I went and got Rosario Carrizo, who was the owner of La Malinche. Yes, I got Rosario in there. She was the third lady in there. And when the men present wanted to find a name, they said, "Oh, Westside Businessmen Association." I said, "Hold it just a minute. You know, here's 4 ladies here, and you want to name it the Businessmen's Association? No way." So Dr. Cleo and I were the most outspoken, so we got them to eliminate the word men and just leave it business. We were very fortunate that the consul from Spain joined our group, and so we worked on having a Columbus Day celebration. And he bought the military from Spain, all the naval officers, and we had a big program over on Agnes Street, and it was just the biggest celebration ever. We have hundreds of people show up because they had never seen any such thing to celebrate Columbus Day, like we did, El Día de la Raza in Spanish. And so the consul from Spain had a lot to do with us establishing a relationship with the governor of Spain that later on became a group of us that worked to get the statue of Blas Maria de la Garza Falcon here on the Bayfront. And a lot of the business people from Westside Business Association, our names are there on that statue. The ancestors of the Falcon family came from Spain. There was about 23 ancestors of the Falcon family, including the people here in Corpus Christi who were related to the Falcon family, the founders. Yes, and they honor Corpus Christi as the most Castilian-speaking population in the United States, and that's why you got the ships here, because that was based on the history of the Westside Business Association being associated with Spain. and that made Corpus Christi the choice to bring the Pinta de Niña and the Santa Maria Columbus ships here to Corpus Christi.
My name is Carlos Truan. I'm a retired state senator. I got involved with what is now the WBA, Westside Business Association, when I was a tenant for Mr. Ted Estrada on Agnes Street, where I was for 17 years. And I found out personally what the Highway Commission had done in blocking the exit to Agnes Street coming from the airport. And to my amazement, my landlord, Mr. Ted Estrada, that had invested a great deal of his personal fortune on Agnes Street, and other people who had done the same thing on Agnes Street were not aware that the business people were blocking off traffic to Agnes or Highway 44 and sending everything from the airport or coming in from the west to the malls to South Padre Island Drive. And so I got involved with the organization in planning how to overcome that. And we had numerous meetings at Ray's Restaurant on Agnes Street. And that led to our having 2 busloads of people going to Austin, meeting with the Highway Commission, and we were successful in convincing them that an injustice had been committed, and they allocated right there on the spot $10.5 million to construct what is commonly referred to as the dogleg coming of Highway 44, or should I say Padre Island Drive coming into Highway 44, Agnes Street. We continued to exert leadership in bringing about the funding of what led to the statute of the Pineda there on Agnes Street that gave attention to who explored and who founded Corpus Christi, and at the same time getting the monies, because we didn't have any monies from anybody. And then we were able to get a similar amount of money, about $8,000 to $10,000, to get the architects involved in doing a study of the West Side and what could be done to bring about the kind of development that hadn't taken place. We were able to convince the city of Corpus Christi, under the leadership of Luther Jones as mayor, to allocate $500,000 from the community development block grant program that we were able to give or support the establishment of the Antonio Garcia Cultural Center on Agnes Street.
Betty Jean Longoria, I'm County Commissioner, Precinct Number 2, and I'm very active with the Westside Business Association. Because we had a small family business, L&M Metal Fabricators, so it was through that I came involved with the Westside Business Association. As far as members, active members, I would say maybe 20 at the most. My memory, only because of my involvement and how passionate I am as far as kids, I always relate to 2 things. One was the first Christmas that I remember, which was one of the activities that the Westside Business Association has always provided for the children, not only in that community, but it goes beyond there, because I know that a lot of times you see kids there from Driscoll, the city of Driscoll, Bishop, so they come from all over. But it's a lot for the Westside children that live there. But I remember the very first one that I went to, it was outside. It was at the Estrada Motor Sales. It was a flatbed with bales of hay where the Santa Claus was sitting. The line of children was there already forming to sit on the Santa Claus lap, and so it was very cold. I remember that first Christmas. And then also we had the Veterans Band there playing. And then over the years it grew more and more to what we have today, which is now at the Garcia Arts Center. So it has grown a lot over the years, and I have seen the growth of number of children that participate in it, plus the parents, and that's what it's all about. It's a family affair on a Saturday, and they'll come there, they get their little bags, and they sit on Santa Claus' lap, and many children have the opportunity to get their first picture taken with Santa Claus. that also became a part of it. And I believe that was under when Lupe Gomez was there, if I'm not mistaken, that we have those pictures taken now. So you go through the line, you sit on the Santa Claus lap, you have a family photo taken, and then you go on outside and you enjoyed all the activities. We have music and we have face painting, and I think just a lot of things happen now. To me, I see as the Garcia Art Center as being right in the middle of the West Side. And I'm really real pleased and happy that the Westside Business Association has continued with their association of that center, because there's a lot of programs that couldn't have taken place if it wasn't for the Westside Business Association participating in. And it was way back there many years ago that the board was very active in trying to keep the doors open to the center, because after all, it was a city facility and there's never enough funding. And through the help of the Senator Truan, that the Art Museum was the umbrella that the Garcia Art Center came under. So it was through that financial help, even though it was small, it was through that financial help that we were able to hire the paid director and keep the doors open to the Garcia Art Center. Today, I thank Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, for their interest in everything that they do there, along with Dr. Garcia, Robert, that's there as the director, because we have a lot of programs. We have after-school programs for children, yes. We have the computer lab there, but most important, we also have programs there for families, for the parents to come. Be educated on what it takes to be a parent, what you need to provide for your child. Plus, we also have a lot of health programs that take place there in that center that I myself participate in the sense of the way of financial support, also with the Westside Business Association. So we have a lot of very good programs that take place there again. So I thank the university for everything that they put now there together. It takes a lot of time and effort, so I know myself, and I really am very thankful, and I thank everyone that has served on boards, previous boards, and the boards today, because not only do you have your own business or your own job to go back to, but you also have the board that you're very active in, and you make that Westside Business Association be known. We don't have a so-called paid director, so everything that happens with the Westside Business Association, it's in the heart of everyone that participates as a board member.
My name is Robert Adler. I've been on Agnes Street since I was 6 months old, since 1940. I became a member of the Westside Business Association when it was still a small group of people: Ted Stevens, Carlos Truan, Mr. Garcia from the furniture companies. For the first 10 years, I probably just paid dues. And then after that, there was a name change that was proposed, and having been on the street already 20-something years, I didn't want it changed, and we went around and campaigned and took it before the city council, and we were able to work it out. Betty Jean Longoria, very instrumental in what they were able to do, which was to keep the name of Agnes and also Laredo, and made that into the Cesar Chavez Parkway, and which it still is named that today. And we've seen a lot of things happen, especially in the Antonio Garcia Museum Art Center, and also at the Crosstown Passage that Laredo and Agnes go underneath, right there by the Galvan Ballroom. Betty Jean Longoria came up with an idea to put Aztec decorations on the columns that held up the Crosstown Freeway. And I supported her and worked with her and raised money. And we got quite a bit done, and certainly were able to paint things and make it look better, clean up the area. And then Paul Garcia, and I guess it was Betty Jean, they also got HEB, the new store at Port and Tarleton, to underwrite the re-beautification of the terrain under the Crosstown Freeway. And we went out there on a Saturday morning and we worked probably at least 8 hours planting all kinds of shrubs and trees and things like that, cleaning up the area. We had a nice little barbecue that HEB furnished for us, as well as all of the fertilizer and all of the plants that needed to go underneath, and it was several thousands of dollars. And we had more people eating than actually worked, but that's the case when you say free, which we have always tried to do as a WBA group. Some of the things that I really pride our organization on is the Christmas party, which we have at the Antonio Garcia Art Center, and sponsoring Lamar Elementary School, which sometimes gets to be a little challenge because a lot of people are not interested in it. They have their own children and their own schools around town, so it's a little hard for some people to come up with funding, but we always are able to do it.
My name is Paul Garcia. I'm a past president of the Westside Business Association. We did several cleanup around the Westside Airport, Agnes, Morgan. On a Saturday, we got volunteers from the association, and we did an on-hands type cleanup thing. Got the city to supply some garbage, large trucks, and we picked up tires, old sofas. The Garcia Center, they had some problems with it when it was built, so we had to go back to CDBG, get some funding so they could repair the flooring, the roofing, the lights. The structure itself, the foundation was cracking, so we got money also granted to have that repaired. Beautify Agnes Street, we worked on that quite a bit also, and it's still ongoing. In fact, the current membership of WBA, they're doing an excellent job still keeping going on, keeping up with things like that also. We also had the Christmas, which still is ongoing, Christmas party for the children WBA, and that started in late 80s. And we started a parade there when I was there, and we had a parade starting from the Piñera statue. We had helicopter from the Coast Guard would bring in Santa Claus there across from the statue, and there the fire truck would be waiting and take Santa Claus up to the Garcia Center, where the kids were waiting. They lined up all down Agnes Street and then followed down to the Garcia Center, where Santa Claus would give out goodie bags, and WBA would supply bicycles and gifts for the children. And that's still an ongoing thing with them.
Hi, my name is Patrick Puebla, and I'm here at the Garcia Center. I like all the tutors and their personalities. I'm making good grades, and I like the activities here, like kickball and soccer. And of course, they're making me do better in school, and they're teaching me a lot of things. And that's all the reason I like the Garcia Center.
My name is Adelita Sanchez. My girls are Andrea and Arlene Sanchez. And Andrea's been here for 4 years, and Arlene's been here for 3 years. And it's awesome because they get to help them with their homework. And the girls never want to miss. They always want to be here. This is like a family for them. Like, I mean, they just love it. They were just telling their friend right now, as we came this way, that you want to come because it's fun, and you just love the people here. So my girls love it, and I love it, and I benefit from it because they help them with their homework, and they also feed them. They provide them snacks and a meal on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's awesome. I love it.
My name is Christine Maruquin, and I am the proud principal of the Lamar Elementary School in Corpus Christi, Texas. On behalf of the staff, students, and parents and all the Lamar community, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Westside Business Association for their dedication to the betterment of our community as a whole, especially for being a partner in education with Lamar Elementary. The WBA has been instrumental in providing us with many different things for our students. For example, we are now enjoying a beautifully sodded lawn and bright shiny flowers that we can enjoy as we come into our building. They have also been instrumental in assisting us with our efforts in increasing parental involvement. Just last night on Tuesday, November the 17th, I went before the board to ask them to help us with a door prize for our Parental Involvement Day, and without hesitation, they voted to assist us, and that is a true partner in education. And with this particular door prize, we're hoping to increase our parental involvement for that particular day at least by 10%. And that's just one example of the great things that the WBA does for Lamar Elementary. They have done many other things, and it would take me a long time to list all those things. But again, we want to say thank you to the Westside Business Association for being such a great partner in education.
Congratulations, Westside Business Association, on your 30th anniversary.